dang it was a meme, not a meme, it was a banner that you put in the group. So, I tweaked it a little bit or whatever. So anyway, make a long story short, they reached out to me about the business. And they were like, Aiden, give me a minute now. It was like, oh, is this a scam? And I'm just like, what? Why do people call this a scam? Like, I don't know. I mean, it gets, stop it, Aiden. But
she asked you what?
That's one of the first. What you say, Kim? I'm sorry, I'm talking to Aiden. What you say?
That's okay. She asked you what? Was it a what?
Was it a scam? And I'm like, why do people feel like it's a scam?
Oh, because usually they ask, why is this a pyramid scheme?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
It's all of the above. It's all the same thing. Like the main thing is whether they say pyramid scheme or scam, they want to just really know if it's real. Now I'm gonna tell you why they think it's and when they say scam, they usually mean pyramid scheme. That's what MLM has like. That's like a moniker for MLM. Sure as the day is long. But the reason why they think it's a pyramid scheme, well, we talked about this a lot of times in the group, right? A lot of people treat their business like a pyramid scheme, right? There's this massive rush to get people to join. They're like, join my team. I'm looking for 5 people. And they say these things like real quick, like, you just got to get in. Timing and positioning. Now, timing and positioning is true. That is very important. But you don't want to position yourself at the right time on the wrong team.
Right.
But I know you'd be like, every time I laugh, you'd be cracking up. But you don't want to position yourself at the right time on the wrong team. So the timing and positioning thing, people really need to understand what that is before they do that, right? But with regards to the pyramid scheme, and this is why I'm so happy that in my season of no team members, no customers, nothing going on, like everything in your life builds up to a certain point and it helps you in some way. Like,
Cameron, wash your hands.
I'm taking my blossoming. Like when I was watching,
No, go ahead.
When I was watching, what you call it, American Greed. Remember when I would watch American Greed all of the time? I love American Greed because American Greed, like we all understand blue collar crime, but then white collar crimes, ooh baby, they don't be playing. And with American Greed, they will always talk about Ponzi schemes. It's kind of sort of the same thing, Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme. And here's the whole deal: you got to understand the history of where this stuff came from. So back in the day, there was a guy whose actually last name, he's named for the Ponzi scheme. The Ponzi scheme is named for him. So his last name was Ponzi. And basically, it's where you're creating this structure where only the people at the top get paid, right? And so you promise the people at the bottom, hey, listen, pay money into this structure, and with time, you're going to get money too. Usually, it's a larger than life return. So like with American Greed, what a lot of hedge fund managers, girl, they be getting it in. So what the hedge fund managers would do, if the stock market is giving a return on investment of like 6%, they'll be like, hey, come over here. And with my hedge fund, you can get 20%. So these are wealthy, smart people. And they'd be like 20%. Well, that beats the heck out of 6%. And they would give like sometimes millions of dollars to these hedge fund managers so that they could get a 20% return on investment versus 6% just doing it in the stock market on their own. Now, these hedge fund managers, the ones on American Greed, they would take the money and use it to fund their lifestyle. So they were never investing the money. So they're buying boats, houses, cars, going on vacations, lavish parties, whatever the case may be. So that money, because it's never being invested, there's never a return on the money. So these people are never seeing a return, but they're seeing statements, quarterly, monthly, whatever statements that show a return. But when they go to cash out, now we got a problem. Because what usually happens is something happens in the economy and everybody wants to cash out. And now the hedge fund manager is receiving all of these requests. Hey, I got these statements saying my money grew this much. And now I want my money. Well, he done spent the money. So he doesn't have any money to give. And that's how it implodes. Okay? What does that have to do with MLM? What that has to do with MLM is a lot of MLM people run their business just like those shady hedge fund managers on American Greed. So they try to tell people, hey, come in, you can make all this money. But it's not fully explained to them. And yes, it is a person's responsibility when they sign up to do their due diligence and know what they're getting in. Unfortunately, people really don't think this is a business. And I get it. Look, I'm sitting here in my pajamas looking rough. I don't look like I'm doing business. Right.
I don't have to worry about no babysitter.
Right. I don't look like I'm doing business, but I've been doing business all day long. But because we don't dress up and go to the office, and we don't have a corner office, and we don't have a brick and mortar store, we don't look like we're doing business. So people don't think this is a real business. So they feel like they don't have to do any research to join. So they just join all willy-nilly a lot of times, and they join with someone who has no clue what they're doing. They're just trying to recruit people in real quick because they know once they get them in within that same company, like that person can't go to another team. Like who you sign up with is who you sign up with. You got, well, with our company, you got 72 hours to move. But after 72 hours, I mean, that's only 3 days. Most people don't even know that. By the time they find it out, the 3 days is up. So my point is this. MLMs got in trouble because back in the day, a lot of them were moving products only with the people, only within the company. So people were buying products just to hit rank, just to get bonuses, and everybody who was using the product had a financial interest in using the product. That's why it's so smart what our company does, rewarding people with G5. They want you to go out there and get real customers. Real customers who are using the product because they want to use the product, not because they're using the product because they're trying to hit a rank. They want you to do 250 club. That's to incentivize you to go get real customers. Real customers who are using the product because they want to, not because they're trying to fulfill some obligation to make themselves rise to the top so they can get the big payout. And a lot of MLMs don't have real customers. So the more that we can show that we have real customers, right? That's why it's not a pyramid scheme, because we have people who are using the product that are not, their interest is not tied to it from, they're using the product just on their own, not because they're trying to fluff their check. But the outside world doesn't know that. So don't get mad. And I used to get mad when people say, is it a pyramid scheme? Now I just have fun with them. I'd be like, I am a Southern Christian woman. Are you accusing me?
Oh, yeah, you take it so far. Why would I be selling?
I don't make anybody feel bad. I just have fun with them. I'd be like, do you think I would have my son on videos doing illegal activity?
Yeah, that's what you say.
Are you accusing me of? And they be like, no. But you got to realize a lot of people in MLM run this thing like a scam. They run it like they treat it like a scam. They treat it, somebody sign up with you and you were talking to them before, now you go ghost. Yeah, that makes somebody feel like it's a scam.
Especially if they've never done it before.
Exactly.
But for me though, I've never called it a pyramid scheme or scam.
I did before I was in it.
Oh no, I never did, because I know when I was 23, I think I told you I was with a company and I sold life insurance, but because I've always been a person, I'm a visual person. So with this guy that recruited me, he took me into his home, and at 23, just graduated college, can't find a job. I was like, all you got to do is show me the business, and I'm like, I'm down for it. I don't care what people say, but I've had a few people come to me and say, oh, I want to join you, but it's a pyramid scheme, and I don't go back and forth either. I mean, I can understand why they would say that because they're uneducated, but that will always cross my mind, like, why do people really call this a pyramid scheme? Why do they say that? And I've never really taken the time to Google it, but that was really good.
Look up the history of pyramid schemes. It'll blow your mind. And like I said, I used to call it a pyramid scheme just because I didn't know. So don't get upset. The worst thing you could do is do that thing. Pyramid scheme? Your job is a pyramid scheme. I used to do that too. That won't make you no friends.
Yeah, it won't.
That won't make you no friends. Everything is a pyramid. The Egyptians built pyramids. That's the strongest structure that nobody cares, man. Nobody cares. Just talk to people like real people. All you have to do when somebody says that, and I'm gonna be honest with you, if you're doing your business the right way, people won't even know that you're in a pyramid scheme. No, I'm just playing. They won't even know that you're in an MLM.
Yes, sir.
Like, there are so many people that they don't know I'm an MLM because I don't act like a network marketer.
Yeah.
But the people
Right.
But the people who ask me, is this a pyramid scheme? It's usually the people who come to me after finding my videos online, but they found out about the business or the company from somebody else first. So they're bringing to me their experience with that person's interaction, or something wasn't right in the mix. So they just felt like, I want to do this, but I'm not sure if I want to do this with this person. So then they went and did their research. Now they find me, and now they just want me to validate for them that it's not, that initial feeling that they have was not warranted. And I'm cool with that. I don't mind people asking questions. It's how you ask a question that really, that determines how I'm going to answer you. I give people respect, and I want them to give me respect back. But usually when people say, is it a pyramid scheme? It's just because they have a misunderstanding. They've had a bad experience. They've run into somebody who treated it like a scheme or acted like a scammer, or they know somebody who had a bad, it's just a lack of knowing. And like I said, I used to call it a pyramid scheme, but I didn't understand. I had never come across anybody who did the business properly. So that's why I said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't let that stop you from recruiting. Don't let that, like, when they say it in the conversation, don't get all nervous.
Oh, yeah. I've been there, done it with that, yeah. So that doesn't bother me anymore, because I always wonder, like, why do people really call it, I think it's a pyramid scheme, and why do I have to pay to start a business? But it is
now, that's just a silly question.
Why do I have to say work? Why do I have to start? I don't want to have to pay money to start work, but it's not work though. It's a business. It's just like any other business, brick and mortar. You got to go out there and get employees. You got to go out there and pay for your
and they do start, but they do pay money to start work. A lot of people have to go get uniforms to start work, or have stuff. I mean, you already know how I am. Like, it's certain questions that people ask. I don't mind people asking questions, but certain questions are going to tell me whether or not they have an employee mindset or an entrepreneurship mindset. I'm not interested in converting employees to entrepreneurs. I'm interested in working with people that are currently employees, and they know there's better out there for them. They desire, they have a burning, like they have a visceral feeling in the belly of their gut. Like, hey, I'm over this. I'm not supposed to do this. And I'm willing to put the work in to change my life. I don't want people who see entrepreneurship as a plan B to being an employee. That's not what it is. Hey, tired of being an employee? Be an entrepreneur. No, man. Because you gonna come right over here with that same employee mentality, and I'm nobody's boss. I'm not running an adult daycare.
Yeah.
The reason why the team has the momentum that we have is because of the people I recruited. Like, everybody knows, if you come over here, don't come with no craziness. I got short patience.
It's all about quality. Because I remember when I first started, I used to be like, not that I wanted to take anybody, but I'd be so excited, and people would talk crazy to me, and you were like, oh no, you work with who you want to work with. This is your business.
Yes, that's what makes it fun. That's why I like working with y'all, because I like y'all. If I didn't like y'all, girl, can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
So you want a team, but be careful. It's literally like the NBA draft. You are the prize. This company is the prize. This compensation plan really is the prize. So you ask people who is looking for stuff. Who cares what you're looking for? You want to know who is looking for an opportunity, who wants to get paid daily, who wants to make money in their sleep, who wants to know how to turn their phone into an ATM, baby. Where my cha-ching button? Bring my cha-ching button, son. Bring us forth the cha-ching.
You look crazy, man.
Chop, chop. Yes, I really want you to go bring my cha-ching button. You know I like my sound effects. You ain't in school, make yourself useful. Now don't walk past this camera in your drawers. Go back that way.
Oh, Lord.
Girl.
Why you even said that?
Why you acted like you didn't know I was doing a Facebook Live? Girl, homie look like he on the beach.
I'm so glad the boys are quiet.
Yeah. But this is with this promo that we have, the explosive growth that we've seen in the last 24 hours, and I like the people that are coming on the team. Like, people they do get it. They might act like they don't know, but they do. But the ones who truly don't, it's our job to educate. And you can't educate people in opposition, you know?
Yeah.
So it's not you against your prospect. You should think of it like this. If you've done a good job attracting the right people to you, it's just like a relationship, right? And I learned this after the divorce. It would have been helpful while I was still married. But I heard this relationship expert say, yes, when you love your team, you make money together. Yes, honey, I love my cha-ching button. But I learned this after divorce, and it's really applicable to our relationships. If you truly care about somebody and you've done a good job of attracting the right person to you, then whatever problem or situation or whatever comes your way, it is not you against that person. It is you and that person against the thing that is dividing you. It is you and your prospect against their lack of knowledge. So you have to bridge the gap between what they don't know and what you know, so that you guys can fit together and work together. Does that make sense?
Right.
And then the other thing I want to tell you is, like, sometimes what happens is